Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. So following the PEORIA regional results this weekend, we're going to be playing with TORD REKLEV's champion Lost Box deck. This deck is trying to be hyper consistent with the 4 colors experiment for Battle VIP passes, 4 Fog Crystal, just trying to comfy as much as possible, look through your deck, and utilize Sableye's Lost Mine attack to put 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like, as long as you have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone. Also, Cramorant's Spit Innocently attack to start off, with the Lost Provisions ability making it so that you don't have to pay for any attack costs as long as you have 4 cards in the Lost Zone. And then we have Radiant Charizard as a finisher with Combustion Blast. And even though we do play 4 Path to a Peak, which stops Radiant Charizard's ability, we also have 3 Lost Vacuum, which help getting 10 cards into Lost Zone, along with making sure that Charizard can attack at the right time. 4 Cross Switcher combines really nicely to where you can pick up the Charizard and utilize Cross Switcher to target down something on the bench at the same time. And we also have double mana feed to protect our bench, along with a copy of Oranguru to make sure that we can protect ourselves from Marnie and quite simply improve our flower selectings, because we can put a Battle VIP pass at the top of our deck, which makes it useless, and that guarantees that Comfey puts that card into the Lost Zone after turn 1. 4 and 2 Psychic and Fire Energies respectively, which we can recover with Clara, which is fine, and then a bunch of switching cards with 4 Escape Ropes, 4 Scoop of Nets, 4 switching cards, and 2 Balloons for free retreat. Let's jump to the ladder, see what we can do with this deck. If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it and it's free. Looking for PTGO codes? Photon Store has all the latest sets and promos instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tablemon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Right, so we do get to go first, which is great, and we have a fantastic hand. We're basically only missing a Battle VIP pass, and this hand could not get much better. And my opponent starts a Crobat, so even more reasons to be happy, I guess. So we do lose a switching option, but I do get an extra Comfey out, which is nice, and I get the Battle VIP pass. Now this Battle VIP pass does mean that I will not be able to use Comfey again, but if I scoop on it, I still can't use Comfey, so might as well just get even more Comfeys out. So let's go ahead and grab the Oranguru, and could be the Cram. Honestly, I do think I'm gonna end up attacking with Cram next turn. I still have all 4 Fog Crystals to search for Sableye later on, so the double Cram could be important here. I think that's what we're gonna go. We did prize 2 Lost Vacuum, I did notice. We also prized a Mana Fee, a Battle VIP pass, and a Psychic. Alright. So certainly want to put the Colress at the top in case I get Marnied. I have that guaranteed. The Air Balloon is potentially useful, and we'll go ahead and play a Path to Peak down to stop any future Crobat shenanigans or something of the sort. Immediately gets replaced though, and gets triple items off of the Pokestop, which they did not hesitate to play for a second. So it's gonna be interesting to see what my opponent's playing here that's so aggressive. Alright, Water and Echoing Horn get discarded, and we see Vikavolt. Okay. That is certainly not great. Okay. That most certainly works. Alright, so I am guaranteed 4 cards in the Lost Zone, so Cramorant just became super important here. My Comfey might actually end up surviving. If there's no Zapdos that gets played here. They need double Zapdos, so never mind. Comfey is definitely surviving. Well, or they could play double Zapdos, that works too. So double hit with Cramorant is gonna be pretty important here. They do bench the Greninja, discard another water. Alright, so yeah, these sort of decks will definitely be on the rise to try and counter these sort of decks, but you lose to basically everything else that's good. So that makes it very questionable. Alright, there's a Paralyzing Bolt, so no item cards for me next turn. Which is not the end of the world. Alright, we're gonna go Colress Experiment. And we're gonna grab the Comfey and these two cards. Would have loved to see an energy here, but it is what it is. Then we're gonna go Flower Selecting. I guess I'll keep the Sableye. So no energy for Pablo. Which means I can't retreat the Comfey, which really sucks. Alright, so let's do one last try. Let's put the Marnie at the top. And that is almost an energy, just not quite. Play the Path to the Peak. And we're gonna bench the other Cramorant as well, and that's all we will do. So I actually would have preferred to get KO'd. It is what it is. Wow, just has immediate counter once again. Okay, they did discard energies. Jeez, okay. So it's gonna be a rough match for sure. 5 cards in my lost zone. The silly Zapdos also means and gets KO'd, gets one shot. Okay, could see boss here? Yeah, so they're gonna go after my Crams. Ugh, very awkward. Very, very awkward. Alright, so I feel like I just promote the Cram and Marnie here. Whilst benching the Sableye and also the Comfey. Go ahead and Marnie. I do give extra cards to my opponent, sure. But yeah, getting closer to the Charizard is what I need to do. And so let's go ahead and Rhyme at Wisdom. I guess the energy this time. Okay, I do get a Psychic. 5 cards in the Lost Zone, however. Alright, so Spit innocently. You know I have a Fire Energy coming up. Yeah, I mean, you want a hard counter in TORD deck. That is how. That is definitely how you pull it off. You won't beat much else, but you will beat the Lost Box deck. It's just 60 damage against any Arceus deck, against Palkia even, like, just no way. Alright, well there's a Paralyzing Bolt. We're gonna use Comfey, we're gonna get Fire. Flower Selecting for the Marnie, okay. So I do like keeping the Fire. I will be using Marnie. Yeah, getting back-to-back Charizards I think will be the key to victory here. Alright, there's Charizard. So what I can do right here is do this and then bench the Charizard, right? Oof, both of these are really good, but I feel like Charizard might be the way I win this. Alright, so I'm gonna bench the Charizard attached to it. and I'll pass. The issue is I don't have another energy established, so I can't Clara back the Charizard and attack with it. They didn't play that early, but I had no idea what I was up against, right? Like, there was a Crobat in front of me. Okay. Trekking shoes. Really digging through the deck. 3 bosses orders down too, so that's really good. Charizard can even like take a KO, tank a hit, and if my opponent chooses to KO the Charizard, then I just immediately KO back. Although I find one switching card. Okay. If they KO, I can KO back. Also down to 9 cards. They're down both their big ults too, so imagine they're out of attackers as well. I mean, maybe they play Ordinary Rod. We haven't seen that yet. And I would not expect that deck to be playing a copy of Ordinary Rod, so we might still be in a perfectly fine spot here. All we'll need to find is a switching card. And I'm now more free to use Pokestop to get those switching cards, because then if my opponent attacks me with Paralyzing Bolt... Oh, are you serious? How do you have your 4th boss's orders? And why did you not target the Charizard? That is really weird. But I'll take it. Like, you can have the Sableye. That is completely fine. Alright. I'm gonna go Colress. And I'll grab the Colress, the Air Balloon, and the Cross Switcher. And then I will go ahead. Okay, my opponent's down all 4 bosses orders, so there's no way they can target the Charizard now. And then I will Private Wisdom a Clara, because that's what I need, basically, to be able to attack back-to-back with Charizard if it gets one shot. And if it doesn't get one shot, they'll do 60, then they'll do another 60, and I'll be able to attack. So that would be pretty fantastic. So even V-Gold might not be enough. Drapion, okay. The Drapion does make this a little more annoying for sure. As long as I can find a Psychic to attach somewhere to then, like, Clara retreat attack, I should still be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 8, 9. They do play Ordinary Rod. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so never mind. We're definitely not fine here. Looking more and more dicey by the second. Okay, I do have the KO now. I will top the Clara. I can use Colress again, looking for energy. Do I even want the path? It stops their attack, their ability, but don't want. Well, you know what? I want the option. Because I might actually attack with Sableye afterwards. I'm going to attach here. I'm going to Private Wisdom the Clara. I'll finally take 2 prize cards. Okay, so my opponent's plan is to wreck me with the V-Star ability, right? Like item lock, use the ability. And the question is, can they power up one last thing? Okay, they just top-deck the thing after they just put it back. Okay. Is Sableye any useful here? Probably not. So I can't just do this. And I'll put the Clara. And then they'll do another 60. Plus that, I will be going down in between turns though. Alright. So they do the fancy thing. Oh, maybe last turn was the turn to play Path. No, because then I wouldn't have been able to attack. Okay. So sure, you took your prize card. What do you do now, though? Oh, I should have Orangured. Oops, that's my bad. I should have Orangured the Clara. Oh boy, please don't worry me. Okay, Melanie, that's fine. Do they even play 6 again? Because they're not taking a KO here, right? So I Clara back the Charizard and go whoop. That's another KO. And then what do they do after? What do you do afterwards, my friend? Yeah, I really messed up though by not using Oranguru. That could have been very, very costly. All right. Now we go Clara, doing both, of course. Get back with Sableye as well. And we'll get back both Fire Energy. Then we'll do this. We will attach. We will put the Clara now up just in case my opponent chooses to KO me. That is completely fine. Should have thought about that a little better. Use flower selecting first. Okay, I have another energy established. So that should be it, right? I wouldn't needed another Cape of Toughness to survive that hit. So, like I said, like now they stop items for a turn and I can't attack. And the next turn, if they KO me, I have items, and that's fine. I can just like KO this or this and win. So I'm fairly certain the game is over now. I also did put the Clara at the top, so Roxanne would be the card. That would essentially wreck me here, I guess. Roxanne would be the card. Play this turn to make it so that, there we go. To make it so that I can't win. But not even, you know, not even, because like I said, they're not really damaging me enough to threaten a 2-hit KO. It's only a 1-hit KO. Like, sure, bro. Sorry, not bro, miss. Or I don't know. Sure, person. That's that. Like, I can't attack this turn, right? But then I can attack the next. And that's it. How do you survive that? You can't. There we go. Very nice. So barely, but we got there. All right. So we get to go first again. We do have a Battle VIP pass this time around, which definitely compensates for the fact that we started Manaphy. And we are up against Reggie's, which is certainly no easy matchup. But a lot will come down to the beginning. Okay, if I play Escape Rope and then Scoop Up Net, I think that's the way to do it. Because then I can potentially use this Comfey if I find another switching card. Okay, Path to Peak will certainly not be important in this matchup, so I will go ahead and keep the Clara. And I'll go ahead and Scoop Up Net, promote the next Comfey, use Flower Selecting. I mean, I do play 3 Sableye total, which I think is fine, and I feel like getting to the Sableye is important. So that's why I'm choosing Switch Card, even though I generally did not check to see how many Sableye I had access to. So that could come back to bite me. Okay, now this one's a tough one. And unfortunately, I feel like I have to pick the Cramorant here. So I'm using Battle VIP Pass for our Cramorant anyways. So I might as well get that going. And I will go ahead and pass. Okay, so not the most explosive turn 1, but we got 3 cards into Lost Zone. We're guaranteed another 3 off of at least 1 Flower Selecting and the Colress Experiment, which is very nice. All right. So here's an interesting question. Do I Pokestop before I Colress Experiment? I feel like I do, because if I Colress and there's a lot of switching cards, like right now my deck is full of X amount of switching cards and X amount of non-switching cards, item cards, right? So if I Colress, I'll be looking at 5, and there's a very good chance that I'll be taking out switching cards or item cards, therefore looking at item cards, therefore making the Pokestop less effective. Balloon and Bruto. Oh wow. Pokestop into double Reggie discard. That's not what you want to see for sure. Okay, the Lost Vacuum could actually be very useful. Alright, we're gonna Pokestop first. Wow. Okay. Sure. Alright, let's keep the fire. Let's keep this and probably the Scoop Up Net. I do want to get to 10 cards, and that Colress I just discarded certainly will not be helping my case. Alright. Now we will start selecting. Okay, definitely keep the Colress. So I don't think I'm getting to 10 cards this turn. There's 5, 6. Well, there's maybe I can. But I don't even have a single Sableye or a Psychic Energy. I feel like at this point I might need to serve. Okay, so I will go ahead and bench you. I will go ahead and bench you. Go ahead and do this. And now I do think Lost Vacuuming the Air Balloon makes sense. That'll put me at 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll be getting rid of a Marty. Do so. All right, and then I'll go ahead and retreat and bit innocently. All right, so there's a high chance I can use Sableye next turn. My opponent doesn't have a single energy in the discard pile, so their chances of attacking this turn are certainly not. And we do get Marnied out of the Colress, though. That really sucks. The energies, not so much, but the Colress certainly sucks here. Losing it, I mean. But I can just get another Colress. That works too. That absolutely works fine by me. Alright. See an Ultra Ball. Okay, so I am guaranteed the 10 cards now. 5, 6, 7, 8. No matter what, I am guaranteed the 10 cards. And my opponent still doesn't have a single energy in the disc. Oh, they have, wait, Lucky Energy? Okay, I mean, they must be playing that because the gift energy is currently logged. Yeah, so that's fair. That is absolutely fair. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Next turn, if I do attack with Sableye, probably end up taking 2 damage counters here, 1 here, 1 here, and then the rest on Regigigas. Probably. I could put like 1 on a Lucky as well for Cramorant. Okay, Scoop Up Net, that's fair. Not the Gigas, attach the Lucky, another Lucky. So yeah, they are playing Lucky Energy over Gift, which makes sense, right? All right, but now that top deck means I am guaranteed the Psychic. So I'm gonna Colress first because, yeah, there we go. Okay, well, certainly have to choose these cards. Can't choose the rest. All right, looking good. And now this might be the time where I lost a vacuum. I'm gonna Pokestop first. Okay, very nice, perfect. Okay, definitely gonna Lost Vacuum the Pokestop now. getting rid of my Battle VIP pass. I'll go ahead and bench, attach, Herballoon de Cram. Probably Comfey into the Scoop Up Net. Choice, alright. Like the Oranguru. It's also pretty useful right here. Go ahead and do this. Alright, so I just take a knock on Regieleki, I feel here. Right, there's no reason not to. And no reason not to get Psychic out of the deck. And for now, I think that's all I do. So I'm gonna Lost Mine and just KO the Regieleki. Taking the first KO is really, really huge in this matchup. Now the Gigas is stuck there. There's no Pokestop in play. They only have 2 other energies in the discard pile. And there's already 2 Alekis in the discard pile, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, which immediately get routed back, but that's okay. We got the initiative though, which is fantastic. And if they end up benching another Aleki, which I don't expect them to. Okay, out of both Pokemon, I feel like at this point I'd rather lose a Cram. Because I have now multiple Sableye access. And I could just get back the Cram too, so that's fine. And we know they're doing this basically to try and draw a few cards. Just the one. They research, okay. Ooh, another Dragogon and another Gigas gone, so that's pretty important. So they can attack with a Aleki now. They do have enough energies to attack with a Aleki, but they need a way to switch, and that means I just take another KO. And they did not end up being able to attack, which means, yeah, and that is my experience. That was my experience with Reggie this past weekend. Just really failing to do the very basic, which was getting a turn to attack. But yeah, TORD deck obviously very good. Really glad we got to beat that big old deck. Goes to show that, like, number one, you shouldn't immediately give up. You should always be thinking about how to win, right? And just because you think something's a counter, that doesn't necessarily mean it is, right? And without double Zapdos to take KOs, my opponent fell really far behind, and Charizard was able to do its party trick, and that was enough. So pretty cool, yeah, pretty cool to see. And thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.